What's going on, YouTube? It's me again, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the combo lines for Voiceless Voice. There are a lot of them, so I'm not really going to be able to show you guys I'm not going to be able to do test hands. If you guys want to see a test hand video, I'll gladly do one. Sorry if I sound kind of under it. I am not feeling the greatest. And with that, I'm just going to get started with the obvious first combo, just low by yourself. Low by yourself represents a singular negate. And let's get into how. Let's go ahead and normal summon low and use her effect to place face up in our spell and trap zone a copy of Barrier of the Voiceless Voice, and we will use the effect of Barrier of the Voiceless Voice to add a copy of Saphira from our deck to our hand. Then we'll use the effect of Saphira to send herself from our hand to the graveyard and a copy of Prayers in order to, well, where's our Prayers? There we go. Ooh. Send a copy of Prayers, and we will use that to add a copy of Skull Guardian, Protector of the Voiceless Voice. Then we'll use the effect of Saphira in the graveyard to banish herself, to use low as the full material for a ritual summon in order to summon out Skull Guardian. We will use the effect of Skull Guardian as Chainlink 1 and low as the effect, low as Chainlink 2 to summon herself back from the graveyard, and Skull Guardian will add from our deck to our hand the copy of, where is it? Barrier, Blessing. Then we'll place blessings, or no, we'll add blessings from our deck to our hand with Skull Guardian, and we'll go ahead and activate it, and we'll use its effect to add Prayers of the Voiceless Voice from our graveyard back to our hand. And this is the end board that you can achieve with just a singular copy of low. And that is just one of the many one-card combo lines. If we move onward from here, the next one-card combo line I'm going to be showing is Diviner of the Herald. And this one can be a bit messy. It's all very dependent on your opening hand. Give me just a moment to grab a drink. However, Diviner by itself, you can do this. So obviously we go normal summon the Diviner using the effect. Instead of sending from the extra deck to the graveyard, we will send from the main deck to the graveyard, if we don't open with it, a singular, our one of Trias Hierarchica. However, if we open the Hierarchica, this combo would instead go to use the effect of Diviner. Phone, hello. There we go. But we would still go ahead and use the effect of Diviner if they went to Imperma Effect Veiler or Ash Blossom it. We could then, in response, use the effect of Hierarchica from the hand, but if we don't open with the Hierarchica, this line is a little bit more risky because it eats our normal summon. But we're still going to use the effect of Hierarchica, tributing the Herald to special summon itself. Herald effect, when it's tributed, will special summon low from the deck, and low will use her effect to then proceed to do the full combo that we had shown already. We will go ahead and activate Barrier, using Barrier's effect to add from deck to hand. But instead of this time... Oh, yeah, no. We still have to do Saphira. Use Saphira, send herself, send prayers, add Skull Guardian. And then Saphira effect will banish herself using low. Or you could use the Hierarchica, doesn't matter either way, to summon the Skull Guardian. And then you do the same thing you did last time, chainlink 1 Skull Guardian, chainlink 2 low, special summon the low from the graveyard, and search blessings of the Voiceless Voice from your deck. You can then activate the blessings, use its effect to add the prayers from your graveyard back to your hand, or you could add Saphira from banished back to your hand as well. And then this is the board you kind of end up with just a single copy of Diviner of the Herald. And I mean, it's not any better, but 2 separate 1-card combo lines that get you to the same kind of end board, just one with an extra body than the other, is very important. The next 1-card combo line we will be going over is one that I believe is stronger than both the low and diviner 1-card combo lines, and that is the 1-card Nadir Servant line. Nadir Servant is super powerful. This engine, the Dogmatica engine, is super powerful within the deck, and I'm going to show you how. Obviously, opening only Nadir Servant, you're going to go Nadir Servant, using it to send from your extra deck to the graveyard a copy of Garura to the graveyard, and we're going to be adding from our deck to our hand with that a copy of Dogmatica Maximus. Obviously, we would draw an additional card, but first we're going to banish this Garura from our graveyard to special summon the Maximus. Then we'll use the effect of Maximus to send both copies of Diviner of the Herald from our deck, or from our extra deck, to our graveyard. And then with that, we'll have both heralds to go, or both of our heralds will activate, and we'll add from our deck to our hand a copy of. Hang on. There we go. We'll go ahead and activate, or not activate, add prayers and Skull Guardian from our deck to our hand. With both of the heralds, activate the effect of prayers using the Maximus in order to summon the Skull Guardian. And then we will use the effect of the Skull Guardian to add our copy of Low, which we can then go ahead and normal summon Low and activate her effect in order to place a copy of Barrier. And then from here, we can use the effect of Barrier to do the usual thing of add Saphira. And then we will use the effect of Saphira, send herself, and use Saphira to send herself in prayers in order to add from our deck to our hand. You can either add Alai's Pendulum Graph, or you can add the Saravis. This is really up to you. If you want a spell negate, or if you want a form of a summon and a targeting negate. But if you want the stronger of the two boards, I would go with the Saravis from our deck to our hand. Proceed to use the effect of Saphira, banishing herself, to use the Low as the full tribute for the Saravis, and then Low's effect will summon herself back. So that in turn is all of the important 1-card combos. I've been moving that out of the way a bit much. And obviously you can interchange the Saravis with the Pendulum Graph. Pendulum Graph is like Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, but instead of for card effects, it's for special summons, and then it's also a spell negate by placing itself into the scale, which can then summon out from the extra deck a copy of Odd Eye's Meteor Burst Dragon, and the Meteor Burst Dragon brings the Pendulum Graph back out, and since the effects of Pendulum Graph aren't a hard once per turn, you can then use it as a way to negate another spell card. So now here's where things may get a little bit more complicated within the 2-card combo lines. Give me just a second, y'all. Nose is all congested. Yeah. Now for the 2-card combo lines, typically you just take any of your 1-card combo lines and add pre-prep into it, because that's really the only 2-card combo that I have seen that makes really ridiculous end boards. So if you go low with if you open like low pre-prep, you end on Skull Guardian with Saravis and all the other stuff. Just a quick here. I'll go through at least one of these 2-card combo lines, but I'm not gonna go through all of them just because I don't want this video to drag on too much. So obviously you start off with the pre-preparation of rights in order to you always pre-prep to check for Ash Blossom, and if they don't have the Ash Blossom, then you know your combo is most likely going to be interrupted by something like Effect Veiler or Imperm. I'm so sorry if I keep bumping the camera, it's just how my tripod unfortunately has to be placed. Then we're gonna obviously do the typical normal summon low, place, barrier, and then barrier will add the Saphira. Saphira will send herself plus the extra copy of prayers, and again add any light ritual from the deck to the hand. And then we can go ahead and activate the effect, or activate prayers using low, summoning Skull Guardian, chainlink 1 Skull Guardian, chainlink 2 low, low will summon, and we will search up our blessings of the Voiceless Voice. We will go ahead and activate Blessing of the Voiceless Voice, and from here we can just kind of end on this. We can end with the Saravis in hand. We don't need to burn the Saphira. Blessings can add the prayers back to our hand as well, so we don't need to burn through all of our stuff here, because blessings will give us a ritual summon on our opponent's turn. And with what we currently have on board, we already have an Omni negate as well as a targeting negate, and if we do end up summoning the Saravis before needing to use anything else, Saravis represents a summon negation. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not really feeling that great, and I don't sound that great. So, like I said, I'm just going to call it a little bit earlier than I usually do. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.